What is up, guys? I'm just gonna kind of just casually give you some thoughts on what I think about the new patch, because basically I'm repeating myself every week by just doing the patch preview and then repeating about the patch, and this patch is not technically big either. So alright, so basically what's new? We have the Thaw Maneuver Reactor, we have the story mode and just a regular fractal, we have the Molten Alliance fractal, and we have the Ether Blade fractal. On top of that, we have two more bosses than the Jade Maw, and to gel that all together, we have balance updates, leaderboards, and new sigils and runes. And one thing I forgot to mention last time is fractal levels are now account bound, which is awesome. If you're one of those people that got a bunch of rings the first time you did fractals and you just have a whole bunch of them in your bank and you just gave them to other characters, guess what? Now you could use those characters because they already have agony resistance. You could go straight up to the top. So far it seems like fractals has been like revamped for new players coming in and players that never gave it a chance. Before you even get to the real fractals, it tells you if you want to play the story first, kind of like a regular dungeon. And now when you go into the regular fractals, you actually get that cutscene, that trailer that we saw, but except with voice acting. Now the first thing I did was play the story, gather up some guildies, and I said, let's do this. Now, despite the bugs, which I'll talk about in a moment, the story was actually pretty good. Not in story, but in gameplay. Usually when I say that, it's usually gameplay, because the story, I don't know. I feel like it's too small, and I've missed so much of it that it's just like, it kind of runs in the back of my mind. I kind of already guessed it. Scarlet's behind the whole thing, and that's why I mentioned this before. Scarlet was dropping enemies all around the world, and it was portals. It always looked like the portals. The same portal that she used when she was on top of the tower is the same portal I saw when they were dropping enemies. I mentioned this a long time ago on a VisualWood, and they're like, no, it was from an airship. No, it was from portals. The portals have been there, and I always thought it was a Thaw Maneuver Reactor, and I was correct. Sorry for spoilers. I mean, who does that for Guild Wars 2? Oh my god, spoilers. Like, come on, you know this is coming. There's this one area where you have to grab these shields and kind of block the attacks from coming from all these turrets and stuff like that, and get to these control panels so you can open up this gate, right? And then that's when you see Scarlet come down like, oh, haha, I'm evil, and stuff like that. And then you go up and you fight this boss that it just doesn't look like it's in Guild Wars 2. It looks like something totally different. And I always like seeing stuff like that. It's like, oh, I'm in a fantasy game, and all of a sudden, boom, sci-fi stuff. It's great. It's great. So you get teleported up top, right? And you have these little hexagon little floors next to you, and they will start to turn purple and then slowly will fade. Okay, if you fall, you die, and you die in the middle where no one can get you and no one can revive you, so you cannot fall. So you basically have to kill the boss, and the boss doesn't have that much health, so it's not like a very long fight, but it's a very fun fight. And I gotta say, Guild Wars 2 and bosses, they seem to really do the bosses pretty fun. So you have to move around and make sure you don't fall through the holes and keep yourself alive, of course. And the guy's doing like different moves. I won't spoil too much for you, but it's a really cool battle. I don't want to fight it on level 40 fractals. I don't want to see what they could do. I feel like agony resistance just, oh man, I don't know if I could do it. After I played 40 and spent hours in fractals, it gets a little depressing after a while, and I just don't feel like doing it. So most likely, unless I get an absurd amount of agony resistance, like the most I can get, then you're not gonna see me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on level 40 again and try that again on the Jade Maw. Hopefully these bosses are not as hard as the Jade Maw. I haven't got a chance to play the bosses. Reason why is because of the bugs. Now let me tell you what's been happening. Starting from the story, when everyone would wipe, there will be no way to return because there will be no waypoints, and I heard they were trying to use a checkpoint system, and that wasn't working as well. So basically everyone will just wipe, and then you would have to log out, log back in. I mean, it's a good fix to do that, but there's also some other problems. I heard someone tweeted out to me that Molten Facility, like you can't get out the last boss room or something like that, and it just kind of freezes, and then you have to start all over again. That type of headache in fractals is just not needed. Fractals, as hard as it is, I don't want to go through the bugs. I am not putting myself through that. I'd rather not get bent over a table and get my pants pulled down. No, I'm not ready for that right now. Anyone who has been in a fractal for like more than 5 hours, a single fractal, and haven't gotten to the boss yet, know my pain, all right? For it to just bug like that after you've gone through that, no, I am so straight. But what I'm gonna do is just, I'm gonna wait until all the bugs are fixed, and then I'm gonna go and, you know, have a fresh experience after all that is fixed. So all those people who haven't played it yet, you know, go in there, do your story. But I don't know if you want to go through that pain, because that type of stuff turns you off. It really does. And people who are giving Fractals a second chance, they're gonna be like, okay, Fractals is messed up, I ain't going back in there again. I'm just not gonna give it a chance again, and that's it. You lost those customers. I don't know why I say customers. Other than the bugs, I think there's some balancing issues that need to be done. I was in a molten facility, and after you get through the drill, and my gosh, that tunnel through that drill, the oozes are pushing and pulling you, and then you have like the rocks coming down that's constantly stunning you. It's hell in there when you get to like the right at the end. And then after that, you have all these veterans that come and just like pwn you, man. It's ridiculous. So I don't know, for level 22 Fractals, I think that might have been a little bit too hard. I guess not. It depends on the balancing issues that they're having, if they're even having balancing issues, if you can even call it that. For me, I didn't feel like going through the pain and then it bugging out on me. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to wait until the bugs are clean. Also, if you finish your Fractal achievements, you get ascended materials so you can make ascended gear. Lastly, I tried the Obsidian Sanctum, which was really hard to get to. So basically what they did is they put it inside of the jumping puzzle. I'm so happy that it's very close to the entrance. Basically, all you have to do is walk down and walk straight to the left-hand corner and go straight down the tunnel, and then boom, you're in this big, huge area that looks really awesome. The little sun coming through, it looks brilliant. Now, if your server's not big on World v World, then you should be fine. But if your server is big on World v World and you're finding some real douchebags, they're gonna be in there and they're gonna make sure you never get there. And when you get there, they're already doing stuff, and they're just gonna kill you. They're just gonna outright wipe you out. It's I'm gonna say it's not a good fix for GVGs. I mean, yes, you guys have a place that you can do your GVGs now, but hopefully you're in a server that, you know, don't have any of those guys who have big groups that will kill you and ruin your GVG fun. I'm hoping that doesn't happen to you guys. I'm hoping that because you can't, you know, guest on another server and just go to the Obsidian Sanctum. Maybe they should have that. Maybe you should be able to guest on another server and go to their jumping puzzle. On that server's jumping puzzle. I don't know if I'm pretty sure there's a technical problem there and that couldn't work. But, you know, that's just a thought, because really on, you know, really dedicated World v World servers, people are going to be in there, people are going to be using it. Maybe it'll die down. And no one will use it after the first week or something like that, just like everything else pretty much. And for the GVGers that watch me, have you had a good experience with it? Because I can't see how you can with just random people coming in, but I guess you could just kind of wipe them out anyway if people are in the way. Hopefully your Zerg is bigger than their Zerg so you can win and then start your GVGs, but people are annoying, and plus there's a waypoint right there in the Obsidian Sanctum, so they can keep respawning and going straight to you. It's very easy to troll. Extremely easy. Anyways, guys, that is it for now. Let me know what you think about the patch. Fractal guys and non-fractal guys, you know, what is your experience? Have you had a good experience? Did you guys get the bug? Also, I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I don't know if VisualWood will be out this Sunday because I am going to be away in a cabin, okay, for the whole weekend. So maybe VisualWood will be either missed or a little bit late. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll pop it out just before like the patch notes, or maybe just on Tuesday, and then we can, you know, get back on schedule on Sunday again. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like, share with your friends, leave a comment, say what's up in the comment section below, and stay visual.